Hey there, everyone. Michael Demond here, back with some more starbeam.one content. This time it's a product tour. Hopefully, you can see and hear me now because I just spent 10 minutes filming and recording without the microphone turned on. Yes, that was amazing. And, I thought it was going to take 3 to 4 days to get all my film done, primary, right? But it took 3 weeks, sort of thing. The introduction videos, right? And so now I have 1 day left to put everything together, and this is going to be like a live stream. For better or for worse, you get what you get, and hopefully we can make something out of it because I want to show you this product, and I don't think anyone's really going to use it when they see it first. You know, they kind of want to see what they're dealing with, and then they get the idea, and oh yeah, it looks kind of cool. I'll actually use that kind of thing. So that's what we're hoping for here, and also, you know, for creators to get producing product and things of that nature. That's also kind of involved. It's not very obvious. You know, it is an MVP. It's like a prototype, really. And I'm not doing a private testing. Maybe I should, but I'm not. It's just, you know, just putting it out there and see what happens, sort of thing. You know, it's putting the product together. It's exciting, and really looking forward to this. Okay, so let's move on to deposits. This is how you get money into the system. Let's explore how this is done. Okay, so starting here, this is the front page, right? And the first note I want to make of this is the that quote that we heard from the introduction videos of, you know, if you're not embarrassed with your product and you've launched too late, sort of thing. Well, the front page is kind of like that for me. I have to admit, it's just super basic. I just took the template, this wonderful, awesome template, we'll see here in a bit, and just plugged in some values, and that was it. It's just the last 9 products that were published to the marketplace. So that's what you'll see here. And on that note, if you really like this template, you will love what this site has. It is HTML5 up, and this is the Phantom template. And just check that site out. There's the artist there, the creator, the designer there. AJ, I believe his name is. He's on Twitter. He just produced a new site, so he's just he's awesome. Just so much appreciation for him and his design aesthetics. He is amazing, and nothing but respect for him. So clearly, you know, I took his template here. I can't take credit for the template, but I can take credit for taking it and running with it, sort of thing. You know, and you too can be a web designer, kind of thing, right? And so that's the idea, right? But you have to check out his new site, Card. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure you can find it through that link there, and just kind of poking around a bit. So that's that, and I did the same thing with the icon as well. That's from Google. That's at the bottom of every page of the site. You can see those links there, and that is the kind of the general sense of that. I'm only going to go through this once. Hopefully people see this is the first video of the series. You can see that. Okay, so to start with, we have everything up here in the top right. So all like primary activity you want to perform is typically going to be in the top right. I call this the HUD, the heads up display sort of thing. So you can always find, you know, kind of common activities up here. There's also this hamburger menu item, and you can always click on that to get the major sections of the site here. And if you want to sign in, you can also do so here. But I always sign in with our little dude up here, and click on that, and this will take you to the sign in screen. This is where you authenticate. And as I was talking about on and on in the introduction videos, there are OAuth 2 providers that you can choose here. So I got them broken down and grouped in public and personal, exactly like how I described that in the introduction videos. And so I always go with Twitter. Good demo. Well, I'm on Twitter all the time as well. So yeah, it's my good demo account here. And so here we are. So that signed me in. It took me to my profile because I clicked on our account guy up here. And so here is our HUD now. It has more, right? We're signed in. We're authenticated. So it has more activities that you can visit. And so what you can see here is the account. If you ever want to go to your profile, that's where that's at. And so I use that interchangeably, profile account. I'll probably get better at kind of discerning that, but your profile is kind of like your view of yourself. That's kind of like, you know, like your username, properties of your account sort of thing. But your account is like your user account. That's like what everything. That's like your identity. That's like your primary entity. You know, I obviously haven't really hashed it well enough to articulate that. But yeah, you got your It's, if you know, like Azure, both Azure and Google kind of do the same thing with Workspace. They have the primary billing account, and then each account can have profiles that the money is managed through, sort of thing. That's kind of what this is. It's just real basic. You have your account, and then you've got your profile. So this is your profile here. You can go to, and so then you've got your notifications, and I have a lot of notifications. So that's going to be a feature I'm going to go over in the next upcoming recordings here, hopefully, if I can get to it. And so then after that, here is your account value. So like your wallet is probably another way of saying that. And then you've got your Star Vault, and your Star Vault is where you have your digital licenses. All your digital licenses can be found there. But for this video, we are going to deposit. So let's click on the account value, and here is, I call it your account. It's sort of your account value, all of your your primary value to your account for like accounting, things of that nature. And so we've got the value, your primary value of your account is here in the large numbers, and in my case that is 10. And this is kind of like your primary wallet you can look at. It's a Starship, and I had a problem with calling it a wallet sort of thing. And so, and on that note, it is a Starship. And so we don't use dollars here on starbeam.one. We use flares, and that's what this little icon is. So when you see this icon, this is a flare. It's just a fancy way of saying a dollar. It is world building. That's its primary intent, and that's what it means. So it's just a fancy way of saying a dollar. We don't have like a coin that you can transfer or anything like that, or sell, or like a typical cryptocurrency underlying asset or anything like that. It's just a dollar. It's just represents a dollar, and that's what it is. And it's also, I call it a flare because of wordplay, as we will see here with our deposit. I'm going to click on that deposit and take us to the main event here. This is with wordplay. It's kind of a theme that you'll see. I just took liberty with that throughout the site, and you can see that here, deposit some funds right out of the gate sort of thing. And so if you scroll down a little bit, you can also see that you have some flair for your flare, and kind of just jumping ahead there, because if you are a fan of Mike Judge and Office Space, that's exactly where that's from. So a little tip of the hat there to Mr. Mike Judge, and that's where the inspiration comes from, and that's why I landed on flare, or one of the reasons why. And it's also because of star, flare, things of that nature, and that kind of gets you some perspective here. Okay, let's keep on topic here with the deposit screen. And so the MVP can only have $25 in your account at any time. So the max value in your account can be 25 flares, and the options presented to you on the screen won't allow you to go over that amount, won't allow you to reach or go over. So in my case, I have 10 up here. You can see that we have 10, and now the options presented to me do not allow me to go over 25. So that is correct. So the next option would be 20, and so that would make me at 30. So that is not shown. So I can select these options that are presented to me, and you can see that the values here update. And so kind of moving along here, we've got these other tabs that we can use for our providers. So this is going to be in the next version, and this is kind of a preview. I do have a PayPal account, and I'm configuring that as of right now. I'm having some problems because it's a brand new account. I did have an older account that I was using, but the PayPal team over there, their support's kind of struggling with this issue with this new account, so I'm kind of working with them on that. And so you can see here when kind of the same idea with OAuth, right? You go with who you know and trust. And that's how this works, is that we have PayPal and we also have Coinbase. And PayPal has fees, and I'm passing those fees on to you because I want you to make a choice with your provider who you know and trust, because these different providers have different fees and different setups with their accounts. And so Coinbase, when I started, did not charge a fee, but they do now in the 2 years of development. And so you can use Coinbase, and when I do update this, it's with Coinbase Commerce to be more specific. You will be charged a fee, but it's not as much as PayPal, so you still have a choice. Do I go with the familiar provider that may have a higher fee, or do I go with the provider I might not know and pay less, sort of thing? And so the other provider I'm looking at is Stripe. So I'm hoping to have that for the MVP as well. And I'm also going with BitPay. BitPay is another one. It's more crypto. It's kind of like another Coinbase, and they have not accepted my submission yet. So they're looking at my account, and they have not looked at it yet. So once that is done, then I will have BitPay. So that's kind of rounds out that those options there. So now the main event of the main event. We are going to deposit here, and we go with the faucet. You can do as many as you like, up to $25 or 25 flares into your account. I guess I should get used to saying that. All right, here we go. We're gonna press start, and please work. I do that every time just to let you know, because anything can go wrong in software at any time. That's just the name of the game, and that is how I approach this. It has broken many times, and so actually, surprisingly, it has not. So it must be my total fear of it that is helping it work as well as it does. It's kind of how I look at it. And so here we are. We've got our deposit, and hopefully you can see it. What is, there is a lot. That's kind of why I get kind of afraid every time this happens, because it kicks off a message out to Azure Queue. And then an Azure Worker process. This is all live and hosted, right? This is what happens. Azure picks that up and starts a process, and it's a long running process. And while it's doing that, it's going through, I think, 3 or 4 different steps, and it's kicking back messages, events back up to a Signal R server, and that Signal R server is kicking back messages to this web browser, and that's what happens. All that happens during this process, and so hopefully you can gain appreciation of why I have a total fear of something breaking during that. And it's kind of amazing that it does work as well as it does. You can probably rewind it and see all the different steps because it happens really fast, right? And hopefully you also see that there aren't any gas fees or anything of that nature, right? That's something else I should have probably said that a little bit more. With gas fees, there are no gas fees. So the only fee that you will see is with that optional network gratuity that we asked for, just to pay the bills, right? We're paying for the hosting and everything, and that's, hopefully we can develop that sort of culture that, paying 10% is no problem sort of thing. And that's, lower prices, it's a lower fee as well sort of thing. That's what we're looking for. So here it is, deposit, kind of rounding this out. We can view the transaction that you can see, kind of more details around that, real bare minimum. This is MVP. This is sort of like a prototype sort of thing, but it just kind of shows you, what you purchased, and you have a record of that there. And so from there, you kind of going. I just went back. I'm going to go back to here, and you can also visit the market to spend some of that. And we only have 2 products currently, and we're going to go into that for the next session here. So hopefully you get a little better idea, and we're going to go talk about purchasing a product next. See you there.